everybody, it's Vanna. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over my December book reads. So for the month of December, I read a total of 8 books. That's a lot. And I don't think I will ever be doing that again. And so with that, this review will be a little longer than normal. So let's just get right into it. Starting off strong for the month of December, we have My December Darling by Lauren Asher. It is a small novella set in Lake Wisteria. I haven't yet read the Lakefront Billionaire series. It is on my read list, but I did read the final offer after this though. It is a small story set between Catalina. She is a travel nurse traveling back to her hometown for a month. She is to be the bridesmaid of her sister who is marrying her ex-boyfriend. Yeah, and then her ex-boyfriend has a best man and his name is Luke. He is a little forced proximity with her and the hospital that they both work at. He is a doctor there. So if you like the hospital settings, this book is definitely for you. There is a tiny bit of spice inside of it, but I loved it. It was a cute small novella and I would give it 4 stars if you love the little Christmassy vibes. Also, would highly recommend this one. Next up, we have How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. It is a Grinch-inspired retelling, and I love this book so much. It is between Story and Cole. Story ends up having to go back to Kringletown after so many years to help her grandmother, and she ends up getting put into these games, and they're very, very Christmassy inspired. They're very competitive, and Cole is just not happy that she is competing in them, so he enters himself, and there's just a lot of spice. There's a narrator that I absolutely loved at the beginning of every single chapter. There's also pictures throughout every single, so often. The more versions, there's other versions of the book, the different colors, the more versions of the pictures you have, which is very awesome. It is a grumpy sunshine. He is very, very grumpy. There's a little miscommunication towards the end. There's a little bit of fake dating. It is very, very fun, and it's a very cute Christmas story, and overall I would give this book a 5 stars. I love this story, and I will probably be reading it again every single Christmas. Third up on my list, third book in the series, last book of the Dreamland Billionaire series, The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. It is a book between Callahan and Alana. Cal is the last of the Kane brothers to earn his inheritance. He has to spend the last summer at his old childhood house and then he has to sell it, but the twist is that his ex lives in it and they have to come in agreement together because she also owns half of it for him to get his inheritance, which his grandfather did on purpose. There's also lots of heavy warnings, very heavy topics. I don't know if there was a warning in the beginning of the book. I would be 100% sure that there is, but heavily talks about substance abuse and alcohol abuse. So if you're not one for that, do not read this book. But it was not very spicy. Was not super fast. It was a second chance romance because again they are exes, and it is a forced proximity because he does have to spend the summer at that house. Again, it is the last book of the Dreamland series, so you do find out what happens between all the brothers and their dad. So I did like that. It is a little long, but overall I would give this book a 4.2 stars. Next up, we have the first in its series. It is called Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. It is a book between Clementine Ryder, also known as Emmy, and then we have Luke Brooks. Emmy had a writing accident and then she ended up moving home. She also has 2 brothers who heavily care about her and her father. Emmy ends up going out one night with her best friend Teddy to the Devil's Boot and sees Luke Brooks, and he gets jealous over her at the bar and ends up seeing her with some guys, and he's just not having it. And you can just go from there that they're just getting used to the new relationship because again she's been gone for some time and she came back home. He also helps her end up getting back on a horse because she had a bad accident. It opens up a new world, so a whole new world, new characters, new everything. I love this small short story. Overall, I would give this book a 4 stars. Next up, we got Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. It is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It is a book between Ada Hart and Weston Ryder. Weston has a project of his own on Rebel Blue Ranch. He is set up his own little ranch house for people to come visit their farm and get the full experience there. And Ada Hart is an interior designer that is recommended by Teddy, also Emmy's best friend. and Teddy has known Ada since they were in school and was like, Weston, I know a girl who can do your project. So he takes the recommendation, but the night before her job starts, she ends up going into a bar. Oh, she's also going through a messy marriage. I don't know if I said that. Messy marriage, divorce, so it is going bad. She is trying to get a new fresh start. She goes into a bar looking for food. She ends up smooching on Weston without knowing it. When then she shows up to her job the first day without anything, the Cinderella effect kind of happens, and he finds her bag and it's got everything in it, and she shows up and she's like, I have nothing.
I have nothing!
He's like, oh, I have it all. And they have a small, slow burn forbidden romance. It has got a little medium spice, and overall I would recommend this book. It is a 4 stars though, I would give it. Next up, we have Diary of an Oxygen Thief, written by Anonymous, although I will be referring to the anonymous person as a male. I will just believe by the writing style, it is a male author. So that's just how it is. I do believe what comes around goes around in this book. The author is definitely the oxygen thief. He is a person who manipulates others, but then is also manipulated himself throughout the story. In the beginning, the author admits in the first page that he loves playing with other women's emotions, that he can't get enough of it. He is also a heavy alcoholic, trying to deal with sobriety and everything. That is his excuse for everything in the book. But again, he falls in love with this one woman, and then she tries to embarrass him heavily. And then he just doesn't really give her much satisfaction though in the end, which is kind of strange. But he just loves manipulating people also though. And he knows what he wants when he's looking to manipulate somebody. And it's also split up into 3 parts. It is a very short story, again, 3 chapters. A lot of people didn't enjoy this book. I personally enjoyed it. I understood the topics of the book while reading it. I owned this book once when I was younger. I got rid of it, and then I bought the audiobook, and then I kept looking for this book, and then I eventually caved it and I bought it again. I love this book. Overall, I would give this book a 4.5 stars. Next up, we have Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. It is the 3rd book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It is between Teddy Anderson and Gus Ryder. Gus is also Emmy's brother, and Teddy is Emmy's best friend. Teddy and Gus hated each other in the first 2 books, and then so they end up loving each other in this one, and I absolutely love these tropes. She told us in the beginning, this is for the people who waited since chapter 3 of the first book. Waited. Love this book. August is taking over watching his daughter full-time for the first time this summer. I don't want to say baby mama because they also have a good relationship, but he is watching his daughter while his baby mama goes to school, and she is just gone. She's also getting married. I'm sure that falls over in the next book that Lila is writing, because I'm sure that's her book. But the family notices that he is stressing out and suggests that Teddy needs to help, since she just got laid off of her job but has 6 months pay, which is very helpful for her. She doesn't have to worry too much yet. So Riley is August's daughter, and Teddy ends up having to watch her for the summer. Teddy and Riley form a really good relationship, along with Gus and Teddy getting closer together, and it takes some time to open up. They also don't just jump into everything right away. They see if everything fits into their life. They see if Riley is okay with it. They see if Riley's mom is okay with it, and they don't jump into everything, and I love that. They start a friendship before their relationship, and then you also see the relationship between Emmy and Teddy also start to change, which is very different towards the end of the book, and I really, really did enjoy that. It was very spicy with certain points, I would say that, but overall, I would give this book a 4.7 stars. Whew, okay, last up, we have A False Start by Elsie Silver, also the last book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. It is a book between Nadia and Griffith. I love this book. It is a grumpy sunshine. Nadia is Stefan's younger sister, and Griffith is also Stefan's best friend. Griffith ended up selling Stefan his property, and they ended up becoming friends after that. There is a 14-year age gap between them. That's crazy, but I loved it. They both know they cannot be together, which is there's so much tension when they are together. It is very, very spicy. I love this book so much. I never wanted this series to end. I don't want any of her books to end. I cannot wait for her next one. This is the last one I had to read by her. Overall, I would give this book a 4.8 stars though. That was a lot of books this month. I don't know how I did it. I don't think I will ever be doing that again. If you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I did, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Make sure to also subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!